Okay, so we've got this one that we've created now. We can see the texture on it. So we're going to click on it. Make sure we are in object mode. So you should see the yellow line around it. And we're going to Control C to copy, Control V to paste it. So you will see G, if I grab something, there will be one there on top of another one. So what we're going to do is, with that selected, we're going to push S for scale. We're going to go X -1. And what that does is that will flip it over. All right, so if we scale it and go X -1, that will, rotate it like this. So if I grab it, I can move that back to the place where it should be. So there we go. Now I have 2 there, see 1, 2. Okay, so now we can focus on this bit here. So on this bit, still in object mode, we're going to go Shift A to add a new mesh, which should be a cylinder. And you'll see that this is rotated in the wrong direction for us. So we're going to rotate it on the X90, rotate X90, so RX90, enter. I'm going to push Z and then wireframe, just so I can see through it. There it is there. And I'm just going to move into that top view. Really important that we're in that top view because we want it to go straight down and straight up. If we're not in that top view, the Z, then it'll be crooked. All right, so we're going to G to grab it, and we're going to make sure that it's in the middle, so that dot there should be in the middle of our shape. S to scale it down to the size that we want it. Okay, I'm just going to grab it and move it down to about where it's the right size, about there. Okay, so if we have a look there, that at the moment is not sitting in the middle of my shape. So I'm just going to G, and I believe it's Y. No, not Y, Z. Sorry, Z, until I can drag that in the middle of my shape. So see there, now that should be in the middle. Okay, so go back into that top view, the Z, and we're going to, with that selected, we're going to move into edit mode. So you can do it this way, or you can use the tab button to do that. Okay, and what we're going to do is we are going to, oh, you can't see the color very well, but that's right. We're just going to select the top part. So I just clicked and held down to go that. All right, let me just change my color here so you can see it. What's going to be a color that stands out? Maybe white. All right, so now with that selected, I'm just going to go S to scale it. Okay, and we're just going to make it so that it's the right shape. All right, right size. It's going to make it a little bit bigger than what it is, just because it doesn't really matter all that much. So, in fact, that looks like it might not be centered, but we can fix that later. Okay, so with this done, what we're going to do is we're going to be using E to extrude and S to scale just to get it to our right size and shape. E to extrude, S to scale. All right, now I'm not doing it exactly. It doesn't have to be exactly, but we're getting it close enough. E to extrude, S to scale, okay, and then my E to extrude, S to scale, okay, make that one bigger, E to extrude, that's about right, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale, and we can fix where these wings are later, so don't worry about where they are at the moment. E to extrude, S to scale. Okay, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale. E, S, E, E, S, E, S. Whoopsie, don't want it to go that way. And let's just go, when you're happy with that, just push F to fill. So the letter F will fill that hole in there. So if I have a look at Z solid, it should now be filled in. See, that is filled in there. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go back into wireframe. So Z wireframe. and this time making sure I'm in top view as well again. This time I'm going to select the bottom one. Okay, and I'm going to do the same on the bottom. So E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude. Don't need to scale that. E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale, and E to extrude, S to scale. Again, when you get to the last one, you push F, and that will fill it in. So again, if I go to solid view, so at the moment on wireframe, I can also use this one, which will show me the solid view. Now that's all filled in. Okay. Now if I look at this from the top, from Z, okay, I can see that this this wing here is a little bit off position, but that's something we can fix. So the way we fix it, we're going to go back into object mode. We're just going to click on that wing, and we can go grab. I'm going to grab it on the X just so it moves sideways. All right. So in here, grab X. Just make sure it is where I want it to be. About there. Okay. All right. So now, if we have a look at the material view, we can see this here, and we've got our shape. So what we need to do now is to add these antennas. And so we're going to again go in object mode, Shift A. We're going to add mesh cylinder again. We're going to have to rotate it on the X90 again. See. Make sure I'm in the top view. I'm going to need to scale this right down because it's quite small. Grab it, move it over here. So again, I'll put it into wireframe. Scale it down. Rotate it. R to rotate. And we're just going to grab it so that it is. I can start from here. All right. And what we're going to do is click on that and go into edit mode. Edit mode. Okay, I'm going to grab the top. Okay, top ones. All right. And so what we're going to do is again follow the same one. Extrude, G to grab, R to rotate a little bit. Okay, just to follow the shape. E to extrude, G to grab, R to rotate, and we're going to scale it a little bit. All right. E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, rotate just a little bit, S to scale, G to grab. So you're just using those three keys. E to extrude, G to grab, R to rotate, S to scale. Sorry, there's four keys. Until we get that shape E. You can scale that a little bit. E, rotate, scale, E, grab, rotate it just a little bit. E, scale. It doesn't have to be perfect as well. E, scale. Okay, and when you get to a point where you go, okay, it's the shape that I like, you just go, remember F to fill. All right, so that'll fill it in if I push F. So let me look from the top again. This time we're going to go down to the bottom again, choose that bottom lot, and we're just going to go again from the bottom, E, scale a little bit, grab it a little bit, E to extrude, rotate a little bit, E to extrude, rotate a little bit, until I go into the shape, E to extrude. Okay, and you don't have to fill this part because we won't see it because it's inside the head. Alright, so now that I've got that full shape, okay, I'm just going to put it back into solid view. Alright, I'm going to go into object mode and I'm going to have a look at my shape, and at the moment it is above where I need it to be. So we're going to go G to grab on the Z and we're going to bring it down so it's at a good height. Let me see, you want it about where the wings are maybe. Oh, it could be a little bit higher. G, no, just Z. I just want to move it up and down, so GZ. And we're just going to make sure that that goes into the shape. Yeah, it does. Good. Okay. So now with that selected, I'm just going to go into top view. Okay, make sure that's selected. You're in object mode. We're going to go Control C, enter, Control V, enter. So there was Control C then, Control V, so that copies it and pastes it. Then we're going to scale it X minus 1. Alright, so you'll see that what it does is it doesn't rotate it how we want it to be. Okay, so let's go. Let's go Control Z because I don't want that. I'm just going to grab this and move it on the X over here instead. Okay, and then we're going to go. So I think it's going to be the Y that you're going to rotate it on. So we're going to go R, Y minus 1. Enter. No, didn't do that. Let me see. We want it to rotate through here. It's on the global, not the local, right? Global. Let me see. X minus 1. 7. It's not rotating properly. Okay, it's just a slight problem, but we'll fix it. Y minus 1. It doesn't want to rotate. So let's just do. There we go. It should be on the Y. Sorry, I know what I'm doing. What am I doing? I apologize. All right, so when it was here, we have to go scale X minus 1. Scale X minus 1. If we grab that, it's going to be the wrong way, isn't it? Hang on. Let's do it this way. Control Z. Let's go rotate Y 180. All right, RY 180. All right, and then in the top view, we're going to grab it and move it on the X that way. All right, so if we have a look, everything should be lined up. Yes, it is. Okay. And just make sure it's not sticking out. It is a little bit, so I'm going to grab X and just move it in just a little bit so it's on the head. And that one there too. Yep. So with that done, we can add some eyes, but I'm not going to. We'll just leave it as it is. So what we want to do is we want to, with all of these together, I think it is Control T. No. Let's go select. No, let me see. Object, what we want to do is we want it to group those together, not group, but join. That's what it is, Control J. Join, Control J. So with those selected, I'll do that again. Okay, so what I did was I selected that one, held down Shift, that one, and Control. Does that come out? Yep. Control J, and that joins it all together, so it's one shape. All right, so this is the shape, and that is one shape. Okay, so now if we have a look, at our material, we'll see that this doesn't have a color. So with this selected, we're going to go to the material one down here. You might need to scroll down to see it. This one here. We're going to go new. And that'll take a little bit maybe. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to change this color. So we're going to click on the base color one and we're going to make it black. Is that a good black? I think it will be a good black for us. And then I'm just going to save it here. So Control S to save. Okay. And so now what we're going to do is we are going to put our bones. We've got to do one more thing. At the moment, this is really bumpy. All right. We can have it bumpy. That doesn't matter. But if we actually go over here and click on this tool, the crescent, just move this away. We click on the crescent and we go add modifier, and we use this one, which is do we have subdivision? Or here it is here. So we're going to use, I don't think there's another one, is there? There's no subdivide there. No. Okay, so we use this one, which is multi-resolution. I don't think there's any more. Click on that one. And there it has subdivision. So we're going to subdivide. So if we here, oh, there it goes. You'll see what happens is when we click subdivide, it actually makes things a lot smoother for us. So now we have this real smooth shape. We could subdivide it even more, but I actually like that. So it's done. So now I'm going to pause.